So really the natural next stage in this whole process is going through the full award recommendation stages. So this is that actual execution of the grant agreement, the notice of award. So I'm going to talk through how that looks for your applicants and the notifications that they receive. And you'll notice that here we have one opportunity that's in this pending acceptance. So this particular application has gone through its formal review and it has been chosen for an award recommendation. And so there are some email notifications that prompt the applicant to accept their award. And I have an example of that here that I want to pull up. So once this application has been reviewed internally by the granting agency, there's several steps in that process in which you will be trained. The award recommendation allows the granting agency to bring the budget into an alignment of what they're actually going to award. It allows them to review those goals and metrics submitted by the applicant, and then really design that full award package. And so what happens is during this award recommendation phase and pending acceptance, sent out to that applicant, notifying them of that award. So we do have some standard information that is entered in here. And this is just in alignment with uniform guidance, the 2 CFR 200.204 specifically, in which we have these generalized data points that are initiated or auto-filled in this award letter. In addition to that, the granting agency will provide any notes or additional information they want to provide to that applicant to really accept the award and go through the processes. And then there's also a PDF document of that full award recommendation that I will pull up here as an example. So here's that award letter, just a very generic award letter. Now, after that prompt, the applicant will come into their portal account and begin that award acceptance process. So here, let's go through that together. So I am the applicant that is going to be accepting this award. And again, from that prompt email, there's also a link that will essentially take them into this process, and they can begin accepting or declining that award. So the first screen that pulls up for the award acceptance is all of the documentation that the granting agency provides. So this can range from any general conditions, or if there's special terms and conditions for this particular applicant, the full grant agreement, so the contract in which you want to collect signatures as a granting agency, and then any other forms or documents in which you want the applicant to have or to sign. They can download those here to begin to collect those signatures. Once all of those are downloaded, reviewed, they can continue with this award acceptance. So the second section is allowing the applicant to review their awarded budget. So for example, they can open up the specific category. See, during that award recommendation process can make changes to the budget. So that will be visible here, in which the applicant can review this, and they have several options in which they can accept this. So they can accept and continue. They accept the changes that the granting agency made, if there were any. The applicant can also request budget changes. And what this will do is, if they do request any budget changes, it will send this award recommendation back to the granting agency for the granting agency to review any of those request changes, approve them, or decline them, and initiate the award back to the applicant. Applicants can also decline award for various reasons. There may be circumstances in which they do have to decline that award, and they do have the option to do so. The third section is very much designed around the goals. So if goals were collected during the application process, the applicant is able to review those goals and objectives here. Again, the granting agency can make adjustments to the goals, so they could bring them more into an alignment with more obtainable goals or targets. And here that applicant can scroll through and review those suggested goals and objectives. The final section is where all of those files that we had looked at the very beginning in the download file section, those can all be uploaded by the applicant. So they can drag and drop from their files, or they can select from any files within their system, their computer. So here's an example where, if they've gone through the formal signature process, they can attach that grant agreement that's signed and then anything additional that you're requesting of them. Once this loads, it's going to attach that file to the acceptance of this award, and the applicant will finalize and submit and send this back to the granting agency for a final review. So I'm just going to go through for the purpose of time here. That file was not attaching for whatever reason at this time. So I'm going to scroll through each of these again, and then that finalize and submit that I was talking about. So once all of, oh, it did attach, perfect. So once all of those documents are attached here, they can finalize and submit. Now, if they do need to come back, maybe they're waiting on certain documents from other key individuals in their organization, they can save this award acceptance and come back to it later if they weren't able to complete it at this time. And again, they can decline the award. So really they can decline it through each of those 4 stages. Once they finalize and submit, I had briefly mentioned this, it's going to prompt the granting agency to review all of that information and then officially accept that award.